Hey guys, welcome back to the Cobb Barndominium, and today we're going to do an update on the Cobb. I know we've been doing a lot of the side stuff lately, but we have had a few things progress. We're getting much closer to moving in, so let's go take a look. Today we're going to go over a few things that have been kind of excluded. Just time, and I don't plan my videos out here, obviously. I don't think y'all thought I did. But we have this tree here, and this came off our property. I embedded it into the foundation a long time ago. But it's got a spot up at the top where I want to put a vine that will climb all the way across the truss and actually make that look like a tree. So to help it look like a tree even more, I gave it a leaf. And this leaf is a sliver of mesquite that came off our property. And I just kind of worked it with the edge of the table saw blade and my belt sander. And I used the paint that I used on the cracks for the floor to, make it look like a leaf. And I notched the post and embedded it. So that's our mesquite leaf. Let's look over here. I didn't exclude this at all, but this is the first food that's coming to the Cobb house. It's all food I basically would never eat. We don't do canned stuff except for a very few things. But this is... Oh, wait, we got to get a visual here. CoVid19 supplies. So, I just got some canned goods. I always like to keep them around. There's never a better time to actually do that before people start freaking out about a virus that is not even nearly as bad as the flu. So, there you go. That's my COVID-19 emergency supplies. Let's go into the bathroom. The bathroom, I'm sure y'all have seen it plenty of times. What we have done on the walls is we've started to bring the level up a little bit higher. We're going to make it even with the top of the door jamb. Everything will get faded up, or I'm going to do something insane. Who knows? I haven't chose yet. For now, I installed the bathroom mirror. This mirror came from an aunt. They had a leak in their bathroom, so they chose to kind of redo it, and they didn't need this anymore. So it's extremely heavy, but we were really lucky that it actually fits right underneath the support beam and right on top of our little mesquite slab that's protruding from the wall. It was put in place, if you can see right up there, there's a little bitty screw sticking out. That's a timber lock, and that's 10 inches long. We've been trying to do a lot of fastening to the Cobb, and I really have found that there is a brand that I'm talking about, but Timber Lock, you can look for them. They're structural screws that are supposed to be replacements for lag screws. So they really, really are strong. But for our benefit is that you can buy them in such a long length that you can set it into the Cobb wall. Don't over tighten. Once it stops, you need to stop. But once you put that up there with a 10-inch, I've even done some 6-inch and 8 inches, they don't come out. I mean, I put my dartboard on the wall of the inside of the Cobb house before it was full to the roof. And, I mean, I tried to yank it off when it was time to move it, and I couldn't. So, anyway, just a thought. You also use timber locks and Cobb. So, overall, the bathroom, the floor is terrible. But I can't do anything until I provide power through a slot in the floor to this. So, soon, we'll just clean all this up. And since we have running water, we're going to turn it into a bathroom and start using it. Cabinets. So we have finished polyurethaning them. I don't love polyurethane because it's not very natural, but it adheres to epoxy really well. So the countertops are extremely dirty, but I went ahead and sealed everything down here so there's no staining. Wood will get quite a bit darker over time too, so I want to kind of stop all this color changing in its spot. These shelves are done. These are juniper. I picked them up at the Mother Earth News Fair, and there was a sawmill dealer out there, and they had some product on site. I got it for really cheap, and I used my new table saw, which we're going to go outside even though it's really cold. Look at that. So we got some flooring down. I took the oven out so I could just do this part. This is like a little oak burl, and I'm going to let that show. Oh yeah, we have another, right? We have another thing here. Oh, let's take that out. Second completed drawer. It was a fiasco, I promise. I had to disassemble it multiple times because I don't measure so well, or at all. So that is a compost drawer. Here, when we bought this sink, it was set up to take a garbage disposal in the middle. It's a very weird sink, and we just didn't care to have one. So we put a drawer under there so we can just drop our compost in there, and it'll catch into a little thing, and we can go throw it out to the chickens and stuff like that. We got a couch, right? So you can see I was sitting on that couch over there. And the floor. That's another thing. The floor is basically dried. We're still extremely careful when we're walking around. It's a little dusty, but we don't have to wait too much longer before we're in here. That's why I put the couch in. And then I'll give you a little sneak peek at some of our other drawers. These two over here were wholly made by my new table saw. So let's go out there. And this isn't just like a product show-off. I think you absolutely need to have certain tools available to you if you're trying to make certain cob houses. If you're going to do full cob or a cob dome or something like that, you probably don't need to worry about it. But I was working with like a $40 table saw. Craftsman, 10-inch, terrible. Didn't have a fence, so I had to make my own. It didn't work very well. I always had to recheck it, but it slowed me down a lot. So I finally bit the bullet and bought a contractor saw from a box store. And this is the Delta 36725, and it's absolutely wonderful. I'm not going to go over it other than to say that is one of the tools you absolutely need. And I'll include maybe a description, maybe a little talking about it. Maybe I'll do a tools you didn't know you needed to have to build a cob Barndominium episode. So for now, that's it, guys. Oh, look who's there. Oh, that's the wife over there. Say hi. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good day.